signed myself out at 17, went to adult school. And this was the first time I actually had like a teacher believe in me. In adult school, he's like, what are you doing wasting your time here? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he goes, take the GED. And I'm like, what's that? And he goes, yeah, you could just get your diploma right now, take the GED and, go to college. And I'm like, nah, college is for geniuses. And I'm like, I don't even know what all this stuff is. Like I thought college was for the most intelligent of our world and not for normal people like you and me. Normal people like you and me, we go work at McDonald's, Target, right? We don't get these jobs that are like doctors and lawyers. So when he said that to me, I was like, damn, you really think so? You really think I could do it? He goes, you don't even need to take the test. He goes like, you're bullshitting all this work and then you're just like clearing it. So he goes, I'll pay for your GED. Back then you had to pay for the GED. He goes, I'll pay for it. He goes, you just take it and get your diploma. And I was like, oh shit, this guy really thinks I can do it. So I signed up, took the GED, passed it. And I was like, that was it? I was like,
I made it. Let's go.
I was like, yeah. I was like, that's all you needed for high school to take a little test.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I graduated from an adult school with a GED.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what did you do after that?
Well, at the time, I was in a street gang. I was, selling drugs, being an idiot.
Hey.
And one of my buddies was like, yo, I go to college now. We were laughing at him. We're like, oh my God, you're a fucking nerd. Exactly, right? Yeah. He goes, no, check this out. Like, you get financial aid, like you get 3 Gs. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, they just give you this money? And he goes, yes. Like, if you go get this thing called financial aid, right? They pay for your classes and they just give you money so you can use it on books and all these things. And I'm like, no shit, right? So I was like, all right, I think I'm going to do this because I want to buy a pound of weed.
That was the motivation.
That was literally my motivation. This is how, I'm telling you, man, I was in such a different world. Like, wow. Looking back, I'm like, man, I didn't know anything. And my worldview was just really like, I was a caveman, straight up.
This tiny little bubble, yeah. I feel like a lot of island people like here probably relate to that too.
Probably, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ghetto culture, right? Yeah. Like, it's like no matter what color your skin is, like if all your friends think this way, that's your reality. Mm-hmm. And then so I was like, all right, I'm gonna go get this pound of weed. So he takes me there, right? He helps me sign up. We do all this stuff. And I'm like, that's it. And I get this check and I go buy that pound of weed. But somehow I got it in my head that if I don't get straight A's, I have to pay this back. Oh. So I've never applied myself in school. I hated school. But because in my head, I didn't want to pay back this debt. And so I just kept going. And then so I had about 1.5 years of just straight A's because I just didn't want to pay back this stuff. And financial aid was doing well and I was selling weed and all this stuff. But for some reason, I just started liking education. And the professors in junior college, they're way different from high school teachers. The way they lecture, the way, I really got into subjects that I didn't really care about before. Like history. I love history now. Mm. Like even math, the way that they taught math, like I almost feel like the professors in junior colleges, they have a heart for people that probably are smart, but they just need a chance.
Yeah.
And their teaching methods are just way more different from what I was used to in high school. So from that point on, I think like it really opened the door for me. When people go, you don't need college. I'm like, yeah, for some idiots like me, like, yeah, you need college. It opens the door for the world. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's just about being put in the right environment too. Like I heard a quote, like diamonds don't shine underground. So putting good. Somebody in the right environment so that they can, succeed.
Yeah.
So this in high school, that wasn't your thing. In maybe a university, university like Duke University wouldn't have been your thing, but the junior college, like that's exactly what you needed.
I think so.
Yeah.
A lot of peers, like that came from the same city. Like my classmates look like kids from my high school. Like imagine if I just fish out of water, they dropped me in Harvard or something. I would have felt so intimidated, alienated. I would have been like,
syndrome, all that.
hell yeah, man.